Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we were discussing about the exercise quotient, that is nothing but in the chapter number 2, that is nothing but nutrition in the animals. So already we discussed about the 6 quotients in the exercise. Today we are going to discuss about the remaining quotient. So let us take the 7th quotient. That is nothing but name the type of carbohydrate that can be digested by ruminants, not by humans, as well as give the reason also. So what is the question here? Name the type of the carbohydrate that can be digested by the ruminants, not by humans. Give the reason also. So if you remember, what are the ruminants here? Ruminants are the nothing but those are the grass-eating animals. Those are the grass-eating animals. If you remember the previous class, I given the carbohydrate which is eaten by the grass-eating animals but not by the human being. That is nothing but the cellulose. That is nothing but cellulose. So the ruminants which are going to eat the grass which is rich in the cellulose. So in this case, the answer for the type of carbohydrate that can be digested by the ruminants is nothing but one. It is the cellulose. It is cellulose. Right? How they are going to digest this cellulose? That is nothing but grass is rich in the cellulose. They are going to eat by their mouth and they are going to store that grass, partially digested grass, in a sac-like structure which is present in the ruminants. That is nothing but rumen. That is nothing but rumen. So in that rumen they are going to store the grass. After some time they are going to again take that grass into their mouth. That is partially digested grass. That is nothing but what? It is known as, which is again go in the slack point, or it is going to be produced in a lump type. They are going to produce in the lumps, so that those grass again is eaten by the, or it is again given by the ruminants. That is nothing but buffaloes, and they are going to digest it. So how does the digestion of the cellulose occurs in the rumen? It is by the action of the some digesting bacteria which are present in the rumen of the ruminants. So, but in case of human beings, those bacteria which are going to digest the cellulose in the ruminant are not present in the human beings. Those are not present in the human beings. For that reason, in human beings, it is not possible to digest the cellulose. For that reason, they are not going to eat the grass. But in case of ruminants, that nothing but grass-eating animals, they have this special type of bacteria which are going to digest the cellulose in the rumen region. For that reason, it is not possible to human beings to digest the cellulose, but ruminants can digest that cellulose. So this is the 7th question. Why? What is the answer? The name of that carbohydrate which is the cellulose. Why it is not possible to human beings to digest the cellulose? Since they doesn't have the bacteria to digest the cellulose. So in case of ruminants, there will be presence of the bacteria. That is the main reason. So this is the answer for the 7th question. Now next question. Why do we get instant energy from the glucose? Why do we get instant energy from the glucose? So if you remember while playing the athletics on the sports day, right, some of the students are going to bring the glucose powder, like Glucon-D, right? Why they are going to bring that glucose powder? For the purpose of the instant energy, right? They are going to, if they are feeling fatigue, if they are tired, they are going to eat that glucose powder so that they are directly going to get the instant energy. Again, they start to play well. So why it is so that glucose is going to produce the instant energy? If you remember the digestion in the human beings, the last product which is going to convert it is into glucose only. If you remember, which is the major source of the energy in the food components? It is the carbohydrate. It is the carbohydrate. That carbohydrate at last in the small intestine region enzymes. Those are nothing but some digestive juices. So that glucose which is converted by the enzymes is going to absorb by the blood capillaries and it is going to get into the bloodstream. So when it gets into the bloodstream after the digestion, after the absorption, it is going to produce the energy for the requirement of doing the activities as well as the maintenance and growth of the human being. So to get energy, what we are going to do here? First we are going to eat the food. Then that food is going to convert it into small pieces. That small pieces from which the different components are going to be digested separately. For example, carbohydrates are digested separately, proteins are digested separately at a separate point of time. In the same manner, fats are going to be digested separately. So those carbohydrates are going to get converted into the simpler form, that is nothing but into the sugar form. Those sugar form again are going to convert it into the glucose. It is going to convert it into the glucose in the region of the small intestine. Then after the conversion, that glucose is going to absorb by the blood capillaries which are present in the small intestine, which are present in the villi, which are present in the small intestine. So that when that glucose is absorbed by the small intestine into the bloodstream, the blood is going to flow all over body and that glucose is going to produce the energy. It is going to produce the energy. So then for that reason, first what we have to do, the food digestion of that, those food particles should happen. But if you take directly the glucose, there is no necessary of the digestion of the glucose. It shouldn't go the first process, that is nothing but digestion in the buccal cavity, digestion in the stomach, digestion in the small intestine. These processes are not going to happen in case of glucose. Whatever the glucose we are going to take, it is directly going to the small intestine and it is directly absorbing in the bloodstream, so that it is directly giving the energy. It directly or instantly giving the energy. So then for that reason we can say that glucose is going to give the instant energy. Glucose is going to give instant energy. How? Directly we are taking the final product of the carbohydrate in the simpler form. So for the purpose of the energy we need glucose. So that directly if you are taking the glucose, then it is the instant source of energy. Right? I am going to provide the PDF. It is not possible to write everything, those answers. I am just explaining the answers. I am going to provide the PDF which contains all the answers. Right? Now next, ninth question. Which part of the digestive canal is involved in these questions? So they are given the question as which part of the digestive canal is involved in this type of up to 5 questions. So if you remember, which are the compartments or components of the digestive system? First one is buccal cavity, second one is esophagus, third one is stomach, fourth one is small intestine, fifth one is large intestine, sixth one is anus. So we are going to identify the answers for these 5 questions. So first question is absorption of the food. First question is the main question number 9. First question is the absorption of the food. So where does the absorption of the food take place? If you remember, absorption of the food takes place through the blood capillaries which are present in the villi. Those villi are present where? Those villi are present in the small intestine. So which part of the digestive canal is helpful in the absorption of the food? It is the small intestine. It is the small intestine. In that small intestine there will be presence of the villi. In those villi there will be presence of the blood capillaries. So that in the blood capillaries the absorption of the food takes place. So that part of the digestive canal is what? It is the small intestine. Second question. Chewing of the food. Where does they are going to chew the food? By the help of the teeth. Right? We have the 4 types of the teeth. By those teeth we are going to chew the food. So where does the teeth are present? Teeth are present where? They are present in the buccal cavity. So the answer for this question is what? It is the buccal cavity. The buccal cavity region we are going to chew the food. The third question. Kill are the bacteria. So bacteria along with food are going to enter into the stomach. There is the presence of the digestive juices that nothing but it contains hydrochloric acid, it contains mucus, it contains some digestive juices. By the action of the hydrochloric acid in our stomach, we are going to kill the bacteria. So where does the hydrochloric acid present? It is present in the stomach region. So which part of the digestive canal is helpful for the killing of the bacteria? It is the stomach. It is the stomach. Right. Next question. Complete digestion of the food. Where does the complete digestion of the food takes place in the digestive canal? If you remember, all the food particles, those are nothing but carbohydrates, proteins, fat, are going to convert it into the simpler forms in the small intestine, and they are going to absorb by their villi in which blood capillaries are present. So, if the all the components are absorbed and are converted into simpler form in the small intestine, then the small intestine is the site of the complete digestion of this food in human being. So the answer for this question is what? This question is small intestine. It is the small intestine. It is the small intestine. Next, fifth question. Formation of feces. Formation of feces, that is nothing but the waste. The waste which is left after absorbing all the required elements which are required by our body. So feces is nothing but it is a semi-solid. It is semi-solid which is stored in the rectum. So where does that feces formation take place? If you remember, it is going to take place in the large intestine. So in the large intestine, the excess amount of water as well as the excess amount of salt which are present in the food particles are going to be absorbed in the large intestine. By this process, the remaining will be the waste only. That waste is present in the semi-solid form. That is nothing but what? It is the feces. So where does the feces is going to form? It is going to form in the large intestine. It is going to form in the large intestine. So this is the answer for the ninth question. So next 10th question. I hope everything is clear up to the 9th question. Next 10th question. Write one similarity and one difference between the nutrition in amoeba and human being. Nutrition in amoeba and human being. So there will be 3 to 4 differences as well as 3 to 4 similarities. So either you can write only one similarity and only one difference. Now what is the similarity? First we are going to take the similarity here. What is the major similarity here? The major similarity is that for the purpose of the growth, for the purpose of the body building, for the purpose of the energy, all those amoeba as well as human beings are going to intake the food. In the form of the, for the purpose of the energy, they are going to intake the carbohydrates, as well as human beings are also going to intake the carbohydrates only. They are also going to intake the carbohydrates only. They are also going to intake the carbohydrates only. In the same way, if you take the example, second similarity, so the digestion of all the components of the food is going to happen by the action of some digestive juices. Those are nothing but the enzymes. In the same manner, in case of amoeba also, the digestion of the food component is going to happen because of the action of the digestive juices. Those are nothing but the enzymes only. So in this manner, you can write 2 to 3 similarities, or you can write only one similarity. So next we are going to see about the difference. We are going to see about the one difference. So if you remember, the digestion in case of amoeba, how it is going to happen? The digestion of the each and every part, that is nothing but the digestion of the proteins, the digestion of the lipids, that is nothing but fat, and the digestion of the carbohydrates are going to happen in the food vacuole only. It is happening in the food vacuole only. But if you take the example of the digestion in the human beings, the digestion of the fat is happening because of the action of the different part. In the same manner, digestion of the carbohydrates, which is going to start from the mouth and it is going to end in the small protein which is going to start from the stomach itself by the action of the hydrochloric acid and which is going to end in the small intestine region by the action of the pancreatic juices as well as the digestive juices which are present in the small intestine. So if you check those things, in case of amoeba, everything is happening in the food vehicle. In case of human being, each and every compartment of the digestive system is helping in the digestion of the lipids, digestion of the fat, digestion of the proteins and digestion of the carbohydrates. You can write those one difference. In the same manner, if you take the second difference here, there is no different part for the digestion in case of amoeba. They are going to intake the food by the pseudopodia. Again, they are going to release the waste by the pseudopodia only. So they don't have any mouth, they don't have esophagus, they don't have any digestive system compartment. So they directly going to intake the food and they directly going to throw out the food. Right? In the same manner, if you take the example of the human being, for the purpose of intaking the food, that is nothing but ingestion, they have the mouth. For the passing of the food, they have esophagus. For the storing of the food, they have stomach. For the digestion of the food, they have what? They have the small intestine along with the liver as well as pancreas. For the again further digestion, they have the large intestine. For the throwing out the food, they have a compartment known as anus. So for the digestion, they have a digestive system which has the compartment. But in case of amoeba, those are not present. So it is the major difference between the amoeba as well as the human being in case of digestion. So next we are going to see the 11th, 12th and 13th question. Next 11th question, they are given as match the following with column 1 with the column 2 with suitable words. So in the column 1 they are given the components of the digestive system. In the column 2 they are given the functions of those things. So we have to correctly match those things. The first column 1, A question is given is the salivary gland. Salivary gland. If you remember, salivary glands are present in the buccal cavity region. So this salivary gland, what they are going to do? They are going to produce the saliva which is going to digest, which is going to convert the starch into the simpler form in the buccal cavity region. So the correct match word for the salivary gland will be what? It will be the saliva secretion. So the answer for the A question is the saliva secretion. It will be the saliva secretion by the salivary gland. In the second case, B. What is stomach? What is the purpose of the stomach here? If you remember, stomach is going to produce three types of juices. One is hydrochloric acid, second one will be the layer, that is nothing but mucus, third one will be the digestive juices. So hydrochloric acid is nothing but acid. So stomach is going to produce what? It is going to produce acid. So if you check the column 2 here, the acid release is there. So answer for the second question, that is nothing but B question will be what? It will be the release of acid or acid release, that is nothing but hydrochloric acid. C question, that is nothing but liver. So if you take here, bile juice secretion, storage of undigested food, saliva secretion, acid release, digestion is completed, absorption of water, release of feces. So if you remember, liver has a duct. Liver is a cap-like structure or duct-like structure which is nothing but gallbladder. Another name for the gallbladder is what? It is the bile duct. So what is the purpose of the bile duct or gallbladder? It is going to secrete the what? Bile juice. It is going to secrete the bile juice. So the secretion of the bile juice is going to happen by what? It is by the liver. So answer for this question will be the bile juice secretion. Right. Next, rectum. What is the purpose of the rectum? If you remember, after the large intestine there is a component known as rectum. The rectum is going to store and it is going to pass the pieces from that large intestine, so that whatever digested food is present here, The waste which is after the digestion which is present in the form of semi-solid is going to store in the rectum, and after that the rectum is going to pass that food waste material via anus outside. So what is the main purpose of the rectum is release of the feces. So answer for the D question will be the release of the feces. Right, the waste material is going to go out by the anus. So it is going to happen by the help of the rectum. So there will be the movement of the rectum that is going to push the feces out from that anus region. Right. Next E, small intestine. Already we know that it is the site of the complete digestion. So the digestion is completed here. Where it is completed in the small intestine region. Right. Next we have large intestine. If you remember that after the digestion in the small intestine, whatever the remaining is going to pass through the large intestine. Where in the large intestine, the excess water as well as the excess amount of salts are going to reabsorb. So in the large intestine, what is going to happen? It is going to be absorption of the water. So the answer for the F question is the absorption of the water. So this is the completion of the 11th question. 12th question is given the diagram. See the diagram and label the parts of those things. So I am not going to discuss the 12th question. If possible, it is not possible to draw everything. So I am going to see the 12th question. Just label the diagram, which is given in your textbook. Now next 13th question. Can we survive only on raw leafy vegetables or grass? Discuss. Can we survive only on raw leafy vegetables or grass? Discuss. Is it possible that we are going to survive on the raw vegetables or raw leafy vegetables or grass? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. Why it is not possible? If you remember, grass or leafy vegetables are very rich in the cellulose. So that cellulose can't be digested by the human beings. Why it can't be digested by the human being? Since it doesn't have the bacteria which are going to digest the cellulose. So if it doesn't have the bacteria which are going to digest the cellulose, how it is possible that they are going to survive on that grass, on that leafy vegetables, if it doesn't digest that food only? So it is not possible. So answer for that question is no. Since it doesn't have the bacteria which are going to digest the cellulose, for that reason we can't survive only on these things. For the survival of our humankind, we require whatever elements we are eating now, those are the elements which are required. We just can't survive on those things. So this is the answer for the 13th question. Next, 12th question is here. In the diagram which is given in your textbook. What are given here? Label figure 2.11 of the digestive system. What we have to do? We have to label the figure with the digestive system. The components we have to label here. So if you see here, this component, whatever it is present here, J shape. This is the stomach. This component is nothing but what it is? It is the stomach. This is the bile duct, that is nothing but gallbladder. This is present on the liver, but liver is not given here, so it is the gallbladder. So this is the leafy structure which is present in between small intestine as well as large intestine is nothing but what? It is the pancreas. This thing, the leafy structure. It is the pancreas, and this thing, the coiled one, the highly coiled one, which is present inside this rectangular box type. So this is the small intestine. This is the small intestine, and this one, the outer surface, this one, this is the coiled one again, pipe-like structure. This is the large intestine. This is the large intestine, and this thing is nothing but one. It is the anus, from where the feces is going to throw away. And this part, it is the appendix. This is the appendix. So this is the label of the. This is the correct label of the what? Human digestive system. And these are the exercise questions which we are discussing now. I hope everything is clear about this topic as well as everything clear about this exercise question. So in the next class we are going to start with the new topic. Up to that point, thank you, take care, stay well, stay home.